The Jaffar Express was a steel serpent winding its way through the rugged Bolan Pass. On board, over 400 souls, a tapestry of everyday Pakistanis, journeyed westward. March 11, 2025, dawned like any other, but fate had a cruel twist in store. As the train rumbled through the desolate landscape, a group of heavily armed men, their faces twisted with fanaticism, stormed aboard. Chaos erupted, screams pierced the air, passengers huddled together, their eyes wide with terror. The terrorists, their allegiance soon revealed to be with the Balochistan Liberation Army, had a chilling message. This was no ordinary robbery, this was a hijacking. For 30 agonizing hours, the Jaffar Express became a prison on wheels, a stark symbol of vulnerability in a region grappling with shadows of violence. News of the hijacking crackled across Pakistan, sending shockwaves through every corner of the nation. A collective gasp of horror rippled through homes as families huddled around radios and televisions, their hearts pounding with every grim update. The air was thick with tension, and every newscast brought a fresh wave of dread. The casualty count, a horrifying tally of 25 innocent lives extinguished, served as a stark reminder of the human cost of extremism. Each name read out was a story cut short, a family left in mourning. Pakistan's elite commandos, backed by the Air Force, launched a daring rescue operation. The nation watched with bated breath as these brave souls prepared to confront the terror head-on. Images of soldiers rappelling from helicopters, their faces grim with determination, were beamed across the nation. These were not just soldiers, they were heroes, ready to lay down their lives for the safety of others. They were symbols of hope, warriors risking their lives to save their fellow citizens. Their bravery was a beacon in the darkness, a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. The operation was not without its risks. Gunfire erupted, explosions shook the ground, the air was filled with the sounds of battle, a stark reminder of the dangers these soldiers faced. Yet, amidst the chaos, courage prevailed. The commandos pressed on, their resolve unshaken, their mission clear. Over 350 passengers were pulled from the clutches of terror. Each life saved was a victory, a triumph of good over evil. And when the dust settled, all 33 terrorists lay dead, their reign of terror brought to a bloody end. The threat had been neutralized, but the scars would remain. It was a victory tinged with sorrow, a testament to both the resilience of the human spirit and the devastating consequences of hatred. The nation mourned its losses, but also celebrated the bravery and sacrifice of those who had fought to protect it. The hijacking sent shockwaves far beyond Pakistan's borders. It was a stark reminder that the cancer of terrorism, thought to be waning, still festered in the region. Pakistan, still reeling from the attack, wasted no time in pointing fingers. Afghanistan, they alleged, was harboring the masterminds behind the attack. Evidence, they claimed, pointed to the terrorists being in constant contact with handlers operating with impunity within Afghan territory. The accusations were a diplomatic grenade, further straining the already fragile relationship between the two neighbors. Pakistan demanded action, urging the Taliban government to crack down on cross-border terrorism and bring the perpetrators to justice. In the halls of power in Kabul, the accusations were met with a mixture of defiance and indignation. The Taliban, eager to shed their image as sponsors of terror, vehemently denied any involvement in the hijacking. Their response was swift and unequivocal. Afghanistan, they insisted, was not a haven for terrorists. They dismissed Pakistan's claims as baseless, a desperate attempt to deflect blame and sow discord. The war of words escalated, each side digging in their heels, further deepening the chasm of mistrust. The international community watched with bated breath, acutely aware that the blame game, if left unchecked, could ignite a regional powder keg. Section 5, Delhi denies. Adding fuel to the fire, Pakistan also leveled accusations against India, their arch-rival, alleging their involvement in the attack. They claimed, without providing concrete evidence, that India was using the hijacking to destabilize the region and undermine Pakistan's security. India, however, was quick to refute these claims. They labeled the accusations as preposterous and irresponsible, part of Pakistan's long-standing strategy of blaming India for its internal problems. The denial, delivered with icy disdain, underscored the deep-seated animosity and distrust that had plagued the relationship between the two nuclear-armed neighbors for decades. Section 6, UN clues. point to a conspiracy. As the blame game raged, the United Nations, tasked with investigating the attack, began piecing together the puzzle. Their report, released amidst a flurry of anticipation, offered tantalizing clues but stopped short of definitively pointing fingers. The UN investigators uncovered a potential link between the BLA, the group that claimed responsibility for the hijacking, and the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, a banned terrorist organization with known ties to Al-Qaeda. The report suggested that the TTP may have provided logistical support and training to the BLA, raising concerns about a growing nexus of terrorist groups operating in the region. The findings, while inconclusive, painted a worrying picture. The threat of terrorism was not confined to individual groups but was morphing into a complex web of interconnected networks, making it even more challenging to combat. Section 7. Al Jazeera's lens on a crisis. As the drama unfolded, Al Jazeera, the Qatar-based news network known for its in-depth coverage of the Islamic world, became a crucial source of information for a global audience hungry for updates. Their comprehensive approach to journalism, focusing on the human element and the underlying issues, set them apart from other news outlets. Their reporters, stationed in Islamabad, Kabul, and New Delhi, provided round-the-clock coverage, their voices conveying the fear, anger, and uncertainty that gripped the region. These journalists, often risking their own safety, brought the raw emotions and real-time developments to viewers around the world. Al Jazeera's coverage went beyond the headlines. They delved deep into the stories, offering context and background that helped viewers understand the complexities of the situation. They interviewed survivors of the hijacking, their voices trembling as they recounted their ordeal. These personal stories added a poignant and humanizing layer to the coverage, making the crisis more relatable to the audience. They spoke with experts, analysts who dissected the geopolitical complexities, the historical grievances, and the motivations of the players involved. These insights provided viewers with a deeper understanding of the broader implications of the crisis. Through their reporting, Al Jazeera provided a nuanced and multifaceted perspective on the crisis, ensuring that the world did not view the hijacking in isolation, but within the broader context of the region's turbulent history and ongoing struggles. Their commitment to thorough and balanced journalism helped shape the global narrative, highlighting the interconnectedness of events and the importance of understanding the root causes of such crises. Section 8. A region on edge. The Jaffar Express hijacking was a stark reminder that the path to peace in South Asia remained fraught with obstacles. The incident exposed the fragility of stability in a region grappling with historical baggage, religious extremism, and geopolitical rivalries. The blame game that ensued, fueled by mistrust and animosity, threatened to further destabilize the region, pushing Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India closer to the brink. The incident served as a wake-up call for the international community. It underscored the need for greater cooperation between nations, for open lines of communication, and for a concerted effort to address the root causes of terrorism. Failure to act, to address the underlying issues, would only perpetuate the cycle of violence, making tragedies like the Jaffar Express hijacking not a matter of if, but when. Section 9. The Long Shadow of Terror. As the world moved on, the memory of the Jaffar Express hijacking lingered, a chilling reminder of the human cost of hatred and intolerance. The echoes of that fateful day reverberated through time, a stark illustration of how deeply such events can scar the collective consciousness. The families of the victims, their lives forever scarred by the tragedy, continued to grieve, their pain a testament to the enduring impact of terrorism. Each framed photo, each tear shed at the candlelight vigils, told a story of love lost and futures stolen. The grief was palpable, a heavy burden that these families carried with them every day. The hijacking was a stark reminder that the fight against terrorism was far from over. It underscored the need for vigilance, for proactive measures, and for a united front against those who sought to spread fear and chaos. The rallies, the operations, and the summits were all part of a larger, ongoing battle. It was a call to action, a plea for unity in the face of a common enemy. The diverse group of people holding hands symbolized the strength found in solidarity. The meetings at the United Nations and the community gatherings for peace were beacons of hope, showing that when humanity stands together, it can overcome even the most daunting challenges. For in the interconnected world, terrorism knew no borders. The lines on the world map, the bustling international airports, and the global news reports all highlighted how interconnected our lives had become. Terrorism was a global issue, one that required a coordinated international response. It was a threat that required a global response, a collective effort to address the root causes, to counter the narratives of hate, and to build a world where such acts of barbarity were relegated to the dustbin of history. Humanitarian aid workers, anti-radicalization programs, and community leaders all played crucial roles in this effort, working tirelessly to create a safer, more compassionate world. The Jaffar Express hijacking was a tragedy, but it was also a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope flickered. The memorials, the survivor stories, and the flickering candles in the dark were symbols of resilience and hope. They reminded us that even in the face of unimaginable horror, the human spirit could endure and find light. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the courage of those who fought back, and the unwavering belief that love, compassion, and understanding would ultimately triumph over hate. The scenes of people helping each other in crisis, the community support groups, and the stories of overcoming adversity all underscored this belief. They showed that in the end it is our shared humanity that will prevail.